Good morning, students. Welcome back to the course of Introduction to Software Engineering, Lecture 2. This video is brought to you by Newton's Group of Institutions. This is Arvind Egreddy from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. In our first video, we have discussed about the scope and necessity of the software engineer. And we also have discussed about what are the causes for software crisis and what are the solutions for these software crises. Now, in this video, let us differentiate a piece of program from a software product. That is, let us study about program versus software products. So before discussing about the various types of development projects that are being undertaken by the software development companies, now let us first understand the important ways in which the professional software, which is different from the toy software, such as those that are being written by the students in the first programming assignments. As we know, many toy softwares are being developed by the individuals, such as students for their classroom assignments, for their personal use. So these are usually small in size and they support limited functionalities. And further, the author of the program, who is usually a sole user of the software, and he is going to himself maintain that particular code. So therefore, the toy softwares, they usually lack good user interfaces and poor documentation or proper documentation. And besides these, many poor maintainability, efficiency, and reliability we can see. Since these toy software, they do not have any supporting documents such as user manuals, maintenance manuals, design documents, testing documents, etc., etc. We call them as toy softwares, or we call them as programs. And in contrast to these programs, professional softwares, they usually have multiple users and therefore they have good user interface, proper user manuals, and good documentation support. Since a software product that has a large number of users, it is systematically designed and it is carefully implemented and it is thoroughly tested. So, in addition to this, always a professional writing softwares, they usually consist not only of the program code, but also of all the associated documents such as requirement specification documents, design documents, testing documents, user manuals, etc., etc. So here, some other differences that what we can notice in the professional softwares is that they are too large and complex to be developed by any single individual. Therefore, they are developed by group of developers who are working in a team. So a professional software is being developed by group of software developers working together as a team. And it is therefore necessary for them to use some systematic documentation or development methodologies. Because if they are not going to use such a systematic development methodologies, they may find it very difficult to interface and understand each other work and produce a coherent set of documents. So even though the software engineering principles, they are primarily been intended for the use in development of professional software, many results of the software engineering can be effectively be used for the development of small programs as well. Of course, however, when developing small programs for the personal use, these rigid adherence to the software engineering principles is often not worthwhile for designing these small projects. So here, a software development company, which is typically structured into a large number of teams that is going to handle various types of software development projects. And these software development projects, they are basically concerned the development of either software products or some sort of software services. So now let us distinguish between these two types of software development projects. So the first one is software products. As we all know, variety of software such as Microsoft Windows and the Office Suite, Oracle DBMS, or software companies accompanying camcorders or laser printers, etc., etc. These softwares are available off the shelf for purchase and are being used by diverse range of customers. Since these are being used by the diverse range of customers, these are called as generic software products, because many users, they are essentially use the same software. Either these softwares, they can be purchased off the shelf by the customers, or when a software development company that is wishing to develop these generic products, it has to first determine the features or functionalities that would be useful for them for a large cross section of users. So based on these, the development team, what they do is they draw up the product specification on its own. Of course, it may base its design descriptions based on the feedbacks collected from large number of users. Here, typically each software product is being targeted to some market segment. What I mean is based on some set of users. So here, many companies find it advantage to develop the product lines that target slightly different market segments based on the variations of essentially the same software. We can take an example. Microsoft targets desktops and laptops through Windows 8 operating system, while it targets high-end mobile handsets through its Windows mobile operating system, and it targets servers through its Windows server operating system. Now coming to software services. So here a software service which usually involves either development of customized software or development of some specific part of the software in an outsourced mode. So when I say a customized software, it is developed according to the specifications that are being drawn up by one or most of few customers. So these need to be developed in short time frame, maybe a couple of months. And at the same time, the development cost must be low. So usually a development company which develops these customized softwares is based on some existing softwares. Let us take for example, when an academic institution which is wishes to have a software that would automate its important activities such as student registration, grading, fee collection, so on, etc., etc. So here the companies would normally develop such a software as an customized product. What I mean by this is that for developing a customized software, the developing company would normally adopt one of its existing software product that it has been developed in the past for some other academic institutions or for some other academic purpose. So here in a customized software development project, a large part of the software is being reused from the code of the related software that the company might have already developed. So usually a small part of the software that is specific to some client is developed new. For example, suppose a software development organization has developed an academic automation software that automates the student registration, grading, establishment, hostels, and other aspects of academic institutions. Now, when a new educational institution that requests for developing a software for automation of its activities, what they do is a large part of the existing software would be we can reuse it. So however, a small part of the existing code that what we have to modify, and we have to take into account only regarding those small variations that are required as new features. For suppose if a software that what we have been developed for an academic institution which is going to offer only regular residential programs. Now that this particular educational institution that has now requested for an software to automate its activities, which also offers an distinct mode of post-graduation programs where the teaching and sessional evaluations are being done by the local centers, then there is no need of going for a new software. They take the existing software and do add some small functionalities to it, and they deliver the software. Now let us see what is outsourced software. So this is another type of software service, that is outsourced software or outsourced project. Sometimes it can make a good commercial sense for a company for developing a large project to outsource some part of its development work to other companies. Of course, the reason behind such a decision may be many. For example, a company might consider its outsourcing opinion. Maybe if it feels that it does not have any sufficient expertise to develop some specific parts of the software, or if it determines that some part can be developed cost effectively by another company. So an outsourced project, which is a small part of some large product, and outsourced projects are usually small in size and which need to be completed within a few months or few weeks of time. So here, this type of development projects that are being undertaken by a company can have an impact of its on its profits. For that case, let us take an example. A company that has developed a generic software product, which usually gets an uninterrupted stream of revenue that is spread over several years. So here, this entails the substantial upfront investments in developing the software, and any returns on this investment is subjected to the risk of the customer's acceptance. And on the other hand, these outsourced projects are usually less risky, but they fetch only one-time revenue to the developing company. Now, let us see the software projects that are being undertaken by the Indian companies. Here, Indian software companies, they have excelled in executing software service projects and have made a name for themselves all over the world. These Indian companies, they have slowly started to focus on the product development as well. So we can recall the names of few software products that are being developed by the Indian software companies. So let us try to hypothesize the reason for this situation. Because generic product development, they entail certain amount of business risk. A company needs to invest upfront, and there is an substantial risk concerning whether the investment would turn up profitable or not. So because of this, possibly the Indian companies, they were risk averse. So till recently, the worldwide sales revenue of the software products and the services were evenly, they are being matched. So here, the service segments that has been growing at a faster pace due to the advent of the application services that are being provisioning the cloud computing. So this is the basic and the main reason why the Indian companies, they have focused on outsourced projects. That's all for now. I hope you understood. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications in my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.